I'm Shelina Mediratta and I'm the CEO of Esthetica Clinic Limited. I was born in a very small town called Kisumu many years ago, and I grew up there. My parents still live there. I studied at Aga Khan Primary School until about the age of 10, and then I went to boarding school in the UK. It was again in a very small town, an all-girls school. My father was extremely strict and wanted to make sure that I didn't get into any trouble, even though I did. Even though it was an all-girls school, we got into a lot of trouble. The school was called Charters Ancaster, and I did my GCSEs and the rest of my high school there. And then I went on to university in central London. It's called ACL. I then decided to come back home and do a gap year where I worked for a couple of companies here just to get some work experience. I wasn't sure at that time. I think when you come out of university, out of doing a bachelor's degree, you're kind of confused about what you want to do in terms of which aspect of business do you want to go into. But my work experience here gave me a lot of insight into that, and I found that I loved marketing. So after a year of being here, I traveled a little bit, and then I applied to do my master's, and I went to Webster University in the UK to do my master's degree, and then I came back home. I was quite a rebellious child. I have to say, I did unfortunately trouble my parents. Sorry mum, sorry dad. But I think I kept their life interesting, to say the least. I have two brothers who are younger than me. Yeah, but I think I was the naughtiest out of the three. I was quite rebellious and quite stubborn. But I think those characteristics made me who I am today. So my passion, I would say, is everything to do with health and wellness, beauty, and that's why I, started Esthetica Clinic. I started Metabolic Balance in 2014 because my passion, as I've mentioned, is health and wellness, and my purpose is to help people like myself with any issues concerning their health, whether it's their skin or their body, whether it's weight related, health related, beauty related, anti-aging related. These are all aspects that I live by in my day-to-day life. My mother played an integral part in my life when it came to looking after my skin, eating well, exercising, and I think I grew up with that. So it's only natural that something like Esthetica Clinic is in my life today. So I actually started the clinic in the midst of COVID, really, and a lot of people thought I was a bit crazy. But it's something that I've wanted to do for so many years. It's not like I woke up and said, oh, I want to start a company like Esthetica Clinic. It's something that I have been, driving towards in terms of my passion, which has fueled this whole reality of Esthetica Clinic. I travel to get my treatments done before Esthetica Clinic. So whatever I have and all the treatments that we are actually having at Esthetica Clinic are ones that I have personally tried and tested. And that's why I know they work. The efficacy of the treatments are so important to me. And the end result then speaks for itself. And that way the clients actually walk away really happy as well. So I'll start off with the nutritional programs that we provide. So we provide Metabolic Balance, which is a 100% nutritional program based on 36 different blood parameters. based on your health status, your likes and your dislikes with your food. So the plan is literally made for you. It's as individual as your thumbprint. And it's made by a panel of doctors and nutritional scientists. It has over 25 years of scientific study behind it. So in that way, you know that you're getting a program that is literally made for you. The second program is called DNA Fit. It's a nutrigenomics program. So we take a swab of the cells of the side of your cheek and we send that to a lab in the UK, and they put together a comprehensive program on your meal plan, your fitness plan, your obesity score, your bone density score. It also gives you information on, which vitamins you should be taking, which ones you specifically need, because I think in this day and age we tend to sort of pop a lot of vitamins here and there thinking that we all need them, but we may necessarily not need them. So this gives you actual factual information on you based on your genetic profile. And both these programs are not just for weight loss. They are also for you to get healthy and get better and live a longer, healthier life. The other treatments that we provide are, focused on anti-aging treatments, making sure that your skin glows as you age, making sure that we can help you with your skin concerns, be it wrinkles, fine lines, pigmentation, dullness, and we provide AquaGold, we provide microneedling. All our serums are made especially for you, so that they help you with your specific concern as well. We also have my favorite treatment, which is the Excellus Ultra, and this is literally a head-to-toe treatment. It's the only FDA-approved scientific-based machine to help you with permanent reduction of fat, skin tightening, cellulite reduction. And you can do this on any part of your face. So if you have a double chin, or you want to contour your face, or you want to help eliminate those wrinkles and those fine lines, it helps with that. It helps with your neck, with the whole of your body, down to your feet really, because it helps with the whole process of skin tightening and cellulite reduction as well. One of the most exciting treatments for this machine is that it also provides, with a different handle, vaginal rejuvenation. So a lot of women that have given birth and suffer from skin laxity or issues surrounding incontinence or other issues surrounding their vaginas as well, it's an option for them to feel better as well after giving birth, or just in general as well. So that's working really well with women who are looking to better themselves from that perspective. The other machine that we also have is the lymphatic drainage machine. So this helps with the whole detoxification process. It helps reduce inflammation within your system, which is all related to weight, related to disease, related to our bodies being really acidic. And the more alkaline your body is, the healthier you are going to feel. So beauty does actually start from the inside, as cliche as that sounds. It really does. And at Esthetica Clinic, we provide you with the whole treatment for the inside, for the outside, to make sure that you live your best life. So all my staff are fully trained with all the treatments. When you mean trainings, we do trainings for Metabolic Balance. So I currently have around 11 coaches within East Africa for Metabolic Balance. And they're all independent coaches, fully trained, fully accredited, and all the information is on my website for all the different coaches that we have. Some are entrepreneurs, some are naturopaths, some are doctors, and they all specialize in metabolic balance. So when I started Esthetica Clinic, like I said, I started it last year in July amidst, in the heaviness of COVID. So I was a little bit worried, but touch wood, from starting off, all the paperwork, and I had a fantastic contractor. I mean, you can see the work in here is amazing. So that in itself took away a lot of the stress for me. And I had already done the research on all the machines and all the treatments. So importing those and bringing those in I have a good person bringing those in, and I tend to basically do everything by the book. So that worked in my favor as well. I think the only sort of challenge that I had was, how can I put this? So when you invest a lot in the machines that that you bring in, and you know that they're legitimate, genuine machines because you've invested in them. I would say number one is do your research and really find out about treatments, machines you're going to be investing in. Don't go for anything that is too good to be true. If the offer is cheap, if the offer is, something whereby you're like, wow, try the machine first, try it. See, does it work? Research the authenticity of the machine and of the brand. Call companies that have used that machine. I mean, for example, before I brought Excellus Ultra in, I had tried and tested the machine. I've spoken to doctors who have used the machine. I've spoken to therapists who have used the machine. And that's how I know it works. So do your research. That is so important, because at the end of the day, your reputation matters, and it's the one that's going to carry you forward in the success of your business. The second thing is make sure you're passionate about it. Don't jump on the bandwagon just because so-and-so is doing it, because it is a saturated market. Make sure that you follow regulations and protocols around how to open a business, because you want to sleep at night. So follow it by the book. Even if it's the smallest thing you've got to do to the biggest thing, follow the laws, follow the regulations. Don't take any shortcuts. It will only come back slapping you in the face. And love what you do. I mean, I love waking up and coming to work. I love Esthetica Clinic. I love all the treatments. I love all my staff. We are a family here. And, just keep an open mind, constantly try and diversify your business as well once you've started it. And just be brave. The highlight of my career is Esthetica Clinic. Obviously, I look to grow, but I'm really happy where I am right now in my life. In my personal life, in my career, what I've achieved with Esthetica Clinic and Metabolic Balance as well. I'm in a really happy space, and I hope that I can continue to help people in whichever way that they come to at Esthetica Clinic, to be more patient. I think that's my biggest thing. I tend to be extremely impatient. I worry a lot as well about things that are not in my control, because I tend to be a perfectionist in everything I do. So I think I need to sometimes just take a breath, and because I know that God is always with me, and to have faith a little bit more in that and allow things to happen in their own way. So I think it's patience that I need to work on more than anything else. So when I'm at work, I focus completely on work. My mind is here, my heart is here, and I'm completely involved with what I'm doing. And I'm very old-fashioned that way. So I have a big diary, and I write down everything that I need to accomplish, in a particular day. And as the day goes, I tick it off, and whatever I haven't finished before I leave work, I roll it over to the next day. When I get home, I tend to leave my work at work, and I focus on my husband, on my children, on my home life when I'm at home. Unless it's an emergency, I don't pick up my work phone because I'm at home. I need to put my heart and soul and mind when I'm at home with my family members, so that I am living my best life, both when I'm at work and when I'm at home. And this is something that I've had to learn over the years, and prioritize myself and take some me time. And that could be anything from, watching, TV, or reading a book, or having a glass of wine with my husband, or simply just vegging out and not doing anything, I think is important. And that's how I try and balance it. My children live in the UK, they go to boarding school in the UK, so I do prioritize time with them, so I travel as well to go and see them, because that's very, very important to me, to be connected with my children whenever I can. And obviously they love coming back home, so whenever they get long holidays, they come back home as well to spend time with us. I came from a very strong, valued background. My father was extremely strict. So when I did end up going to school, it was an all-girls boarding school. I have lots of family in the UK, so my mum's sisters looked after me when I was in the UK in school. Up to the age of 10, and even when I would go back home for the holidays, I would predominantly be in Kisumu. I would not sort of come to Nairobi, even as a teenager. My life was very different to the teenagers in Nairobi, and I know this because my husband at the time was living in Nairobi, and I was living in this quaint little beautiful town, Kisumu, very quiet, very homely, and we spent a lot of family time together. I've got 2 younger brothers, and we would spend time together at home. I used to love to read, so I used to read endlessly, different romantic novels, and just spend time with my parents. I used to swim a lot, I used to play tennis, and actually I met one of the most phenomenal women of my life in Kisumu, and she's my best friend. We've been best friends since we were 6 years old, and she's still my best friend till today. So I take away that from my life in Kisumu as well. My parents still live there, so I do tend to go from time to time to go and visit them. And it brings a lot of nostalgia when I go back, and so many lovely memories. I wish, somebody had told me, and I think actually somebody had told me, to be honest, that was my husband, is just to be patient and take each day as it comes and not to worry so much. I'm a person of, I value time. I value time. So for me, if I have set deadlines and timelines, I go out of my way to meet those. So when I find that I'm working with people who don't value that as much as me, that tends to stress me out a lot. So I wish, somebody had maybe told me that, just chill. It will happen. It will happen. Don't stress about it. So I think that would be the only thing, is just patience and don't stress as much. It will happen. And it did happen. And it did happen within my timeline. So decor and art and, beauty is something that's so innate within me. I love art. And I worked with a really creative local artist for a lot of the pieces within the clinic. And the idea of when you walk into Esthetica clinic and you see all the different art pieces, predominantly of women's faces, of different cultures, different backgrounds, different ethnicities, is something that I love to start off when you walk in. Esthetica clinic is for women and men of all from all walks of life, from all ethnicities, from all cultures, from all backgrounds. And this is the story of Esthetica when you walk in and you see all the beautiful art on the wall. I love the wallpapers in the clinic, and they're from two companies, two women that are very dear to me. One is Design for Living and one is Spiegel. And they really help me pick out the wallpapers, and they both know me really well. And that's why I think, even though they were from two different companies, both the women who I'm very close to know me so well, and that's why everything just flows so well when you look at the different rooms and the different wallpapers within there as well. I mean, majority of my clients are women. I do also have the pleasure of working with men as well, because I mean, we provide all the treatments we provide here are for both men and women. But yes, I think I love supporting women. They're my kind. And if we as women don't support one another, uplift one another, encourage one another, and inspire one another, what is the point? We're all sisters at the end of the day, and that is very dear to me. It's something that is within me as a person in terms of my character as well. And I have a really good group of female friends as well, and we all support one another, help one another. This business of, women always seeing each other as competition doesn't exist for me. Even if somebody was to call me, even if it was my competitor or somebody who wanted to start a business like this, I will give them the best advice, because we all have our own client bases, we all have our own networks. And if somebody wants to do it and I can help them with that vision and help their dreams come true, I'm all there. For me, success is happiness. It's how I wake up in the morning and how I go to bed at night with my family around me, my children happy and around me, having good relationships with my staff members, having good relationships with my family and my friends. And it's happiness for me. All this, yes, is a part of it. But if I have this and I'm miserable, that's not success for me. And I think it begins with how we also treat ourselves. And that plays a huge part in our story of how we look after ourselves as well. And for me, success also lies with my clients. If my clients are happy, that in itself speaks volumes. And that makes me happy, and that makes me successful.